Well, a big day for San Francisco 49ers. It is, though. They get their quarterback signed, Colin Kaepernick. A gigantic deal, depending on what you look at. He's the highest paid player in the league next year. $61 million guaranteed, between $100 and $126 million for 6 years. Every Seahawks fan wondering, wow, how dramatically does this impact Russell Wilson? I think you and I come to the same conclusion, which is really not all that much.
No, I mean, as much as we've talked about the Seahawks and the deals that they've signed with Earl Thomas and Richard Sherman and Doug Baldwin, and Russell's right there on the horizon with Bobby Wagner, KJ Wright, everybody we've talked about, the Seahawks have said themselves they're always working a couple years ahead. I think they've got a number in mind when it comes to Russell Wilson that isn't going to be impacted by this. I think there's something, initially you look at it and go, well, wow, they're going to top that? Are they going to have to go above it? Because one guy's a Super Bowl winner and the other guy is not, and hopefully you know which is which. But I just think whatever number they have attached to Russell Wilson is going to be what it is, right? I don't think they're reacting to this number at all. And I think they understand that, and I think Russell for his part probably understands that, yeah, maybe I won't get 61 guaranteed or I won't get that total number, but I'm going to have a better team around me. They're going to be able to sign him to a respectable deal and still put the proper pieces in place to keep this thing going for a number of years. Otherwise, you get all out of whack committing that much money to one guy just because you feel like he's got to have that title of being the highest paid player in the league. It's kind of diminishing returns because it hurts the rest of the product.
Can be. I mean, it'll be tough not to pay him the most, but I think what it come down to with Russell Wilson is you'll wind up in a Tom Brady situation where Tom Brady's getting all his money. We see him every year redoing his contract and giving the Patriots more cap room. They're just extending it out. Mm-hmm. He's still getting all the dough. That's what I see happening in the future for Russell Wilson, where in a sense, part of them is going to want to give him a big contract because he will give him that kind of flexibility. But in terms of what we're talking about, I think this was what was expected of Kaepernick. I mean, look, Kaepernick in his first 3 years took the Niners to 3 straight NFC Championship games, and including a Super Bowl, their first in 18 years. So his number wasn't surprising. It wasn't a shock that he got a big deal like he got it. I think what's going to be really fascinating is how it's going to impact all those other quarterbacks, not just Russell Wilson, but Andrew Luck is up the same time he is, RG3 is, Cam Newton's deal could be up right now. If not, it extends over to next year. Andy Dalton, Alex Smith. I mean, all these guys who have been really successful are all kind of looking at this wondering where they fit in. Russell Wilson, I think, just like you said, has the one big advantage over these guys right now, and that is he's won a ring. And he didn't win it as a spectator, but he won it as a part of what they were doing.
No, he was fantastic in that game. He was fantastic through the playoffs. Now maybe the numbers, the box scores aren't going to be as gaudy as some of these other guys like Andrew Luck who throw the ball a ton more, but it's based on what kind of offense they're running. But ultimately, if we get down to the original question, what does this impact have? What kind of impact does it have on Russell's impending deal? I don't think it has any.
I agree.